going? It's Matt here. I've been building a program here that is for business order tracking. Basically, if you have like a business or if you're, trying to track orders, maybe you even sell on eBay or something on the side, you want to track those orders. And, this is a program that I'm writing. It's not done. It's actually not even near done. It's probably less than half done at this point. But I just kind of want to show off what I got done so far. Basically, you have everything from order comments, items that are allocated, messaging with like texting. I'm probably going to bring some email um, into that. I'm not sure yet. A schedule. I haven't built that out yet. Some resources, maybe some like user manuals. Team communication, maybe like a chat room between employees. So let's just get started here with what I have done so far. So I'm going to bring up an order. And so this is running off of a SQL database, right? And basically it's a kind of a this right here is your ordering information. So like maybe you get a customer on the phone, or you need to look up like an order number. um, you would pull up kind of like all the general information. Right here is basically the comment and the communication that the comments that you've left. I'll go ahead and leave a comment. Like let's say the customer called in and I wanted to make notation. Let's say client um, was not happy with service, wants us to go back out and fix problem, right? And so I gotta log in. I forget my own rules sometimes, and I'll just say Matthew Norwood, number one. I'm gonna log in. I post a comment, and if y'all are wondering about this right here, it's kind of the elephant in the room. This picture right here. I was doing some base 64 encoding, and I intend to um, bring in some pictures of the job. Like let's say you go out in the field and you have some pictures that you want to bring up, or some pictures that you captured of the services, maybe because you know maybe this person is lying, maybe this person doesn't understand, or we just need some better information. There's only so many things you could say with a comment, but when you render a picture, you could say a lot more. And that's what this little box down here is. It's intended that you'd be able to select the picture that appears here, and label them accordingly according to what it is, and then have like a file path, but it'll be rendered right there in that little image box. um so basically, I'm able to look up, different orders, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. So this is like a different order. So you can have millions of orders, and this is intended to where you could even integrate with some other platforms. Maybe you have an Amazon, or you have an existing database, um, eBay. Different. There's different. It can integrate with anything. This is a custom built. I built this type thing. This right here is the Google geocoding API that I've integrated into it. Basically, whenever we create an order header, that's what this information is. It's basically, um, where the uh, what the address information is, and that's critical to any order. Whether you're shipping or whether you're just trying to have an account. It's good to always have some information. Just in case maybe the telephone goes bad or the email goes bad, you have somewhere to start. So if you're going to be physically shipping something or going to these addresses, it's also good to have a GPS location, and you can even I press this view map button and it allows me to, pull up a map, right? I'm going to close that out, right? But anyway, so that's cool. And it does that at order creation. I'm going to go ahead and create a new order. Let me bring this in, right? Bring this in real quick. And let's say 77095. I have a zip code database that automatically will autofill the correct Houston and state, and that helps the accuracy of the actual geocoding. So, like here, fake street. I know that there's not a 123 fake street. I'm gonna say Bob the builder. I'm gonna say Bob. I'll say John Smith. Sorry. And of course, phone number will be. Now I need to fix this. Hang on. The format needs to 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. The format needs to be basically standard SMS format on the input, but I need to fix that to where it's just a standard data entry format, which is, you know, the area code, the zip, and then the last four. I mean, not the zip, but the first three, the area code, the first three, and the last four, which is how we all typically enter phone numbers. But in this case, I just entered it as a standard SMS format, which is, you know, good for texting and, you know, communication over basically APIs and stuff. Here, let's see, we'll do Houston System Solutions at gmail.com. Right, and so what it does here is it goes ahead and it's geocoding. It geocoded the address. It sent that to my SQL database. So, and then it also generated a new order number here for me. It went ahead and it popped me up to this information here. Now, there we go. Now I'm at 123 Fake Street. Let me see something here. I wonder how, what's that geocoding? It should be, I think by default, it's the address. Oh no, it's geocoding Houston because it knows 123 Fake Street doesn't exist, which is okay. You know, in the end, that's why I set up that that zip code validation, is so that in the end, if you don't have a good street address or there's something gets truncated in the geocoding, then you'll have some sort of a default and then it'll be closer. Because otherwise, you know, if you let the user be in absolute control of the inputs of the actual address, I noticed that you'll be off your mark by hundreds of miles. You'll end up in like Ohio or something. In most cases, it'll pick up the GPS of the central of the United States. So that in my case, it's like 3, 4, 500 miles away. It's quite a bit off. This right here is gonna become. I'm currently working on this. It's gonna be like an order allocations. There's even a picture box right here that you can't see. So, you know, you'll be able to allocate items. The actual table for the item itself, I believe, is like 23 fields long. And I still need to set up the transaction field. I need to set up the allocation field. That way we can allocate items to orders. Otherwise, you know, if you have your own, um, inventory or accounting software, it will easily integrate into this. You know, that will be, and basically what I'm doing is I'm building my own, so that way I can have some sort of a default fall back on. Now let me go ahead and pull up this order right here. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and I'm going to show you something that does work, and that is my texting. And I need to fix the date parameters here. They're not pulling up quite the way I want it to. There it goes. So this is the conversation, and this is what I meant by standard format. Whenever I send a text message, I have to send it in that format right there. And so this right here is basic. It's a texting app, right? Or not really texting app, but I'm using texting API, and I've integrated it into this program to where you can communicate with your customers, and it automatically, this is a read-only field, and it automatically will pull up the cell phone number on file for that order number. Now, I still need to build out the edit the actual. I've already built the class in the DLL to actually edit the fields, but I have not integrated into this application. See, my style is basically I build DLLs and then I build the GUI interface to go ahead and integrate into them, because there's three layers of there's three layers of programming, and then to what I understand, it is the business model, the data, and then the GUI interface, and I'm trying to keep them all separate. So that way this template can be modulated for different businesses or different applications. It could even be used for things that are not businesses. Maybe you wanted to use it to organize your life with your kids. You know, who knows? Obviously, it'd be a little bit of reconfiguring, but I'm sure there's some things that could be done to it to where it would be able to fit that. But let's go ahead and send a message, right? So like hello world, and so it went ahead and it sent a message. My console, my output shows that I sent a message there. That little hash string at the very end shows that I did in fact send a message, right? And my phone is also vibrating. And I can also refresh this, right? And so I believe it is the most recent is at the top. Yeah. All right. So the most recent's at the top, and that's this one right here. Outbound API. Hello world. And I can say just to be hello YouTube, right? And we'll put a number on there. We'll put 845122, just so you know. And then I'm going to go ahead, and it should, yeah, it went ahead. It refreshed it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I was working on that last night. I worked real late. I don't know if I fixed that. I guess I did. Anyway, so it's at a sent status, and I can even refresh it again to see if it changed to delivery status, and it's delivered. All right, so you got hello YouTube 845122. All right. This is going to be for schedule, like going to be kind of like a calendar, and I'm going to even integrate, maybe some automated texting, maybe if you have some appointment reminders that you need to set up based on that schedule. Resources, basically, if you're selling like maybe appliances or you're servicing appliances, you'd like to have some manuals, some user manuals, and perhaps even push those out to your service technicians the day before, the day of, that actual ship date, that order date. Or if you're shipping product, that are more complex and you'd like to ship your manuals with your product or email them, you'd be able to actually synchronize that and integrate that into the actual workflow process. Team communication, like I said, this is going to be a kind of like a chat room type thing for the different internal structures, different workers on the inside. I haven't decided if I'm going to integrate the messaging to where even field technicians are going to be able to actually communicate, and I think I am, to where like kind of bootstrap into the text messaging API and kind of patch that into the internal communication, so that way everybody's on board. I haven't decided yet. Um, but this is it. This is obviously it's got a lot of work to be done, but just wanted to show y'all what I got going on so far. I think it's pretty cool. I've worked really hard on it. I probably put a good few weeks into it. Just setting up tables and DLLs. There's a lot more set up on the back end that you can't see, um, versus what you do see, and that's probably where there causes some confusion. There like just a feature that you're not even seeing here is I have uh, a routing API that actually uses Google geocode to plot the route between 2 points, and I've already gotten that written out. That took a good half of an afternoon to do, and it's not even being utilized. And there's several of the messaging APIs that I haven't implemented into this yet. A lot of tables have been created, but they're not yet being implemented yet. A lot of the commands for the tables are also not being used. So, like I said, it's a work in progress. I like to work very accurately and very slowly to kind of get things, done right the first time, so I'm not wasting a bunch of time fixing it later. All right, guys, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think this needs. Tell me what you think is awesome. If you like this, I will be selling this. I will be, obviously I'll tailor it towards businesses in the way that is useful for them. And as I said, I can integrate it with existing accounting softwares, and that'll make a lot. Honestly, that'll take um, a lot of the work out of it for me as far as the um, like allocations and stuff. But nonetheless, if you need a inventory software and accounting software, I could also even present a much cheaper solution. If you're interested in purchasing, or if you're interested in a build out, go ahead and contact me, and I can get with you and we can discuss the details of that. Otherwise, if you're a developer and you like what you see, or if you have questions and you want to, maybe you want to know I did some of the things, I'm more than happy to share and help out. There's no secrets here. It's all, on the table, and I'll explain things and teach you how to do stuff as well. Thank y'all guys, and see y'all next time. Okay.